Obama's failure, Bush's depression. Tuesday's performance by the Obama campaign in Ohio and Texas was nonplussed. In Texas, 6 out of every 10 Latinos voted for Senator Clinton. To this observer, it means our entire Latino strategy needs to be reevaluated from the ground up. Latinos need to hear about the candidate's years as a community organizer. What were his accomplishments, particularly if they impacted the Latino community? Direct mail pieces, including pull quotes from the candidate's books and speeches, should be helpful, as well as a revision of the Lawrence Tribe commercial that IDs the candidate to Hispanics. Here, we're looking for Latinos the candidate impacted. An ending of the specter of fear must also be attempted. All Latinos, whether illegal, undocumented, or citizens, should receive health care, education, which stresses bilingual, vocational, secondary to post-secondary school education. The same agenda that applies to working-class Democrats, with slight nuances, include the Latino community. The Obama campaign failed in marshaling working and other ethnic voters from the Clinton camp. If mid-course corrections are not implemented, Pennsylvania will be lost, and the solidification of a broad-based coalition for the fall campaign will also vanish. Catastrophe, aka national security, will be the buzzword of the GOP. While we must put forth such an agenda as well, we have a right to stress other avenues of comity beside the use of military force. For the remainder of the primary season and beyond, our message should be quite simple. Which candidate is most prepared and most likely to lead us out of George Bush's depression? We all know the story. The state of our economy is in shambles. Today, the price of crude oil hit $105 per barrel. Investment in specie gold is at the highest level since the 1980s. T-bills are also in demand. Someone must be doctoring the books because inflation is eating away the incomes of working, middle-class, and fixed-income families. It's speculated that the price of gasoline at the pump will hit $4 a gallon by late spring. A sub-moron knows higher fuel prices mean higher consumer prices. The FDIC reported recently that they expect 200 bank failures during the next several years. Homes are being foreclosed upon at fever pitch, and those lucky enough not to have been fleeced by predatory lenders are witnessing their property depreciate by 50%. In a recent Wall Street Journal opinion piece, Mrs. Clinton called for shared prosperity. It's kind of hard to share something that doesn't exist. We need to add to our financial woes the fact that the Dow has lost 1,000 points since the beginning of the year. Housing prices and sales have decreased dramatically, and A1 credit is required for new or refinance instruments. Need a little more icing on the cake? Look at the foreign exchange rates. In an attempt to rectify the problem, the knuckleheads in Congress have approved an economic stimulus plan that is not even palliative. On the spending side, Bush has decided that funding should be cut for medical research and teaching hospitals. The state of Florida is cutting $732 million in aid to education and other essential services. George Bush's raison d'etre is smaller government, the largest budget deficit in our nation's history. Interest payments on that debt and non-discretionary spending will leave zilch to be spent on social programs. But John McCain will not roll back the Bush tax cuts. Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton will not touch the third rail of politics with a 10-foot pole. I'm referring to means testing certain safety net programs. So there you have it, folks. This economic anarchy is what we are going to pass on to our children and our grandchildren. Our parents are referred to as the greatest generation, while ours should be dubbed the most dissipated. What's going to get us out of this mess? Rudimentary. We need new economic assumptions as revolutionary as John Maynard Keynes is, coupled with another brain thrust that saved us from economic calamity 80 years ago. Barack Obama is the only candidate for president who can accomplish this, buttressed by a broad-based coalition and national unity. Bottom line, this time around, it's really the economy, stupid.